to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. I'll be live in about 2 hours to talk about the draft, but some pretty big news came out on a player on the roster, that being Markus Golden. Today it just came out, Field Yates reporting it of ESPN. I later got some tweets from Art Stapleton, one of the beat writers for the New York Giants, talking further on the matter. Markus Golden has received a UFA tender from the New York Giants. And exactly what does that mean? Well, I did my best to research that. The last time this has happened is LeGarrette Blount all the way back in 2017 with the New England Patriots. He later then signed on with the Philadelphia Eagles, so it did not apply. But there is a reason that the New York Giants signed him to the UFA tender, and it may have less to do with the fact that they want him back with the team. Last year, I was a big fan of bringing Golden in. I thought he fit the James Bettcher system perfectly. He thrived there a couple years ago, and last year, he did so again. He definitely, was worth the contract. Last year, I think he made $3.5 million a year. And from the research I've done, and I could be wrong on this, I tried to do as much as I could, he should receive about a 10% raise off last year's salary if he were to sign this. So expected to be about a $4 million contract, somewhere in that ballpark if the Giants were to sign him. And of course, at that price, he's a bargain. Now, the way this works, if he is not signed by July 22nd, he will remain on with the Giants. He will not have an opportunity to sign anywhere else. But I think the Giants think he is going to sign somewhere else. I think they think he's going to draw interest somewhere for more than $4 million a year. There's another reason why they did it, and Art Stapleton brings up a very good point. But let's jump into some of the tweets by Art Stapleton. This was initially reported by Field Yates, later tweeted by Stapleton. The New York Giants have placed a UFA tender on outside linebacker Markus Golden, source confirms. As Field Yates said, what that means, if Golden remains unsigned beyond July 22nd, he can only play for the New York Giants this season. And I still think he's going to draw interest somewhere. Teams are dying for a pass rush. He's going to be gotten for a pretty cheap price. Word has it, at least as of 2 or 3 weeks ago, Golden was looking for $10 million a year. I don't think he'll get that, but I think he's going to get more than he would get under this UFA tender, which is, like I said, the same thing happened with Blount, and he later signed on with the Eagles. This was Stapleton's line of thinking, and it makes a lot of sense as to why the Giants did it. And I would assume it's probably why the Patriots did it with LeGarrette Blount. Now, who knows, what level comp pick they would get, but they would get something. A shrewd play by the New York Giants to keep Golden in play for the compensatory formula, if and when he signs, since that deadline passed at 4 p.m. today. He can still negotiate with other teams until July 22nd. So there you have it. That's the reason they did it. Now, obviously, they're not going to be upset bringing him back at that price tag. If he comes back, we could use another pass rusher, no doubt about it, but I think they brought in Fackrell for that reason. They still have enough cap space to get it done, no doubt about it, but I don't think that they plan on him to be a New York Giant. They think he's going to sign somewhere else. I think the main purpose for this, especially when you factor in that the deadline was today and they wouldn't have gotten a comp pick, was to ensure themselves that they get a compensation pick if and when Markus Golden signs on with another team. But if no team shows interest, the New York Giants are going to get him back at a very affordable rate. Do I think he'll be back? I don't know. I would think somebody will bite the bullet and bring him in. He's still a very talented player. He had over 10 sacks last year. Players like him don't grow on trees. You need to get pressure on the quarterback, and Markus Golden certainly could do that. The Giants just don't think he fits the scheme because they want players that are versatile. Guys that could do a bunch of things. Golden, we all know, struggles against the run, isn't great in coverage, but is a pretty solid pass rusher. The guy's had 2 double-digit sack seasons throughout his career, and I expect him to get paid at least $7 or $8 million a season. But if he doesn't, he will be back with the New York Giants. We'll get our answer sooner than later. We'll know by July 22nd, I suppose, if Golden's a Giant. But the fact that the New York Giants signed him on this, I don't necessarily think that means he's any more likely to be back. It just means that they're ensuring the probability of them now getting a comp pick, which is the smart move. What level comp pick would you get? That I don't know. I would think you'd get something, though. If he signs for $7 or $8 million, you'd probably get a 4th or 5th round comp pick next year, which is valuable. You go back, you look at 2 drafts ago, we got Darius Slayton with a 5th round compensation pick. So that, to me, is the main reason why the New York Giants did this today, especially when you factor in that it was the deadline. But maybe Golden will be back. And if he is, for that price, I'd be pretty happy. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.